Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bibliophila, where I discuss books that inspire us, enrich our minds and broaden our mental horizon. Let's begin today's episode with an analysis of yet another book. Today, I'll be talking about a book, Letters from a Father to a Daughter by Jawaharlal Nehru. This book comprises a series of letters written by Jawaharlal Nehru to his daughter Indira Gandhi. They were written over the summer of 1928 when he was in Allahabad while his 10-year-old daughter Indira was in Mussoorie. These letters, taken up together, provide us an insight into Nehru's mental outlook, his beliefs and his convictions. In these letters, he covers diverse subjects ranging from the creation of the world to contemporary Indian economic conditions. The main objective behind writing these letters was to provide his daughter a scientific modern education. Nehru laid great emphasis on a scientific approach to understand the process of creation of the world, which was formed not by any divine power but due to the Big Bang. Among the many small particles that got separated from the sun was our earth, which gradually cooled down over millions and millions of years till the first signs of life sprouted on it. He also urges his little daughter to try to read the book of nature, which provides man all that artificial books cannot. Now I would like to read out a paragraph which beautifully explains the importance of the book of nature. We have to study the early story of the earth from the book of nature. The book consists of everything that you see around you, the rocks and mountains and valleys and rivers and seas and volcanoes. This book is always open before us, but few of us pay any attention to it or try to read it. The book also talks about the coming of man and his arduous journey towards civilization. It is an irony that the modern day nations, in spite of being civilized, engage in war for supremacy just as the savages in the past. War has never brought any good to mankind. Thousands are maimed for life, millions are killed, and many others have no eyes and limbs left. Much before humans evolved, various animals prowled all over the earth. In the context of explaining the difference between man and animal, Nehru says that if a man does not have the power to think and analyze situations for himself, then it can be rightly said that he is equal to an animal. This statement has a strange relevance in the world today, where many people prefer animalistic pleasures over intellectual pursuits. When man first came on this earth, he was a poor creature, ignorant of all the natural phenomena around him. Naturally, during hail, snow, storm and rain, he thought that there was some kind of supreme power beyond the clouds that was annoyed with him and thus punishing him. Terrified as he was, he began trying to appease that supreme power by giving him food, drinks and sometimes even sacrificing his own family. As imagination varies from man to man, different kinds of gods evolved in different places. Thus began religion. In the past and also in the present, we have seen people breaking each other's heads in the name of religion when religion first came as fear, and anything which is done out of fear is bad. Partly because of this fear, men got together as tribes, which gave them a bit more confidence against the wide unknown world. The tribesmen hunted together, and anything which one man owned was the common property of the entire tribe. With the advent of agriculture, we see the division of labor, where each person is assigned to perform a particular task. There was the need of some kind of a leader who would organize all these tasks and see to it that each person in the tribe gets an equal share of the tribe's common property. So a leader was chosen by the members of the tribe in an open election. This leader, called the patriarch, gradually began thinking that he is the representative of the tribe and thus the most important member. He stopped considering himself a common member of the tribe and started taking more property than he was assigned to. Thus began the age of the kings. With the development of this age came the various classes of people, and the domination of one race upon another raged throughout the world. Nehru explains the various races of the world on the basis of the climate they live in. It is through explaining this natural phenomena that he punctures the supremacy of one man upon another on the basis of complexion. In Nehru's words, we find that people's complexions are the result of the climate they live in. They have nothing to do with the worthiness or goodness or beauty of a person. A white person living long in a hot country will get dark unless of course he hides himself from the sun and the heat behind tattis and under fans. There was a time when a new race began developing in the region around the Caspian Sea in Central Asia. The members of this race, the Aryans, migrated to various parts of the world including Europe, India, Persia and Mesopotamia. Thus, the English, the French and the Indians belong to the same racial stock. The Aryans had a parental language, but due to lack of communication between them, this language got modified by Aryans in different countries according to their taste. This is why we have a large number of languages in the world today. We must keep in mind that the Aryans are not the only race in the world. There are so many other races, for example, the Semitic, the Mongolians and the Negroes. The Aryans considered themselves to be a superior race and were afraid of mixing with the Dravidians, whom they considered to be demons as mentioned in the Ramayana. So they formulated various rules and norms to prevent the members of the Aryan and Dravidian race from intermarrying. These rules and regulations later developed into the caste system and proves to be an obstacle in uniting the people of India. Nehru dwells on the tendency of man to accumulate more and more money and not spend even a penny of it for the betterment of humankind. Money in itself is no good if it is not used for something which is essential. It is just a more convenient way of exchange rather than the barter system, which seems a bit foolish in the world today. Now I would like to refer to two curious observations made by Nehru as regards the holy cow and the Ganges. Nehru accepts the usefulness of the cow, that is, it provides milk, it helps in agriculture and it gives us meat. People in those days were mainly agrarian and therefore the cow was of utmost importance to them. But long after, forgetting the actual reason for the care of the cow, Indians continue to worship her as if it is of any good to anybody. The cow is not a deity but a mere animal enslaved by human intelligence for man's own purpose. Similarly, the Ganges provided water for agriculture and silt which made the land fertile. But still in the modern day, we see people chanting Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jawaharlal Nehru was not only a political figure but a visionary and an honest intellectual who, instead of being deluded by hatred, sought to reform Indian society which lay in ruins after independence. His wide spectrum of experience and reasoning enabled him to keep what is good in Indian culture and discard what is bad. He said that if there is anything good in other cultures, we must certainly take it. He was truly internationalist in his outlook and was ready to welcome whatever progressive ideas he found and likewise discarded whatever reactionary ideas he found here and elsewhere. Through these letters, Nehru reaches a wider audience who, like so many others before them, continue to follow customs without reasoning. The main problem behind this is that history is taught in a very peculiar way in schools today. Students learn the names of kings, the year of reign and the battles they fought, which is hardly a part of history. This subject does not involve the names of a few people, but the social, economic and political problems of a particular age. If young children know the roots of various problems that exist in the world, which is deliberately not taught to them, then the world would be a much happier place to live in. Nehru is a towering figure in modern India and is rightly remembered for his secularism, scientificism and internationalism. His vision was of an inclusive nation where the ultimate power lay with the common people belonging to all sections of society. His main objective was to uplift the poor who were the ones most affected by the struggle for Indian independence. We must not be blinded by what we are told and try to have a logical opinion of our own which is based not on hatred but on scientific facts. Only then can we progress as a nation. I sincerely hope that you have liked this analysis of the book Letters from a Father to a Daughter by Jawaharlal Nehru. If you have, please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. I'll be back again with an analysis of yet another book. Till then, happy reading.